you want to take your coats off and get started?
Yeah, I'll take my coat.
Use the bathroom.
Yeah.
What?
Hope my lights
Yeah, we're gonna drink a water.
You just finished working out. You don't need to warm up.
All right, who wants to join the class?
That's okay.
So,
Okay. I know, like, right? I was like, nope, forget you.
no. Why would I have to do footwork?
What I love is when someone does a high hand with you.
It's like 5 minutes of warm up so nobody pulls anything, nobody hurts anything.
Oh,
Okay,
Right?
so how I got here.
So the first thing we're gonna do
So I went to
is just basic,
right?
we're gonna go head to toe.
I tapped on the
Look up, and the idea is not to put your head to the back of your neck, it's to put your chin
and
on the
then
ceiling.
and this goes
So
straight.
you're stretching the front of your neck, and
And
look down,
Go to their profile.
and you're extending your neck,
You can
Look
go
up.
online and just put down the
look down,
Jefferson Island salt mine disaster,
Up.
1980. And
Down.
I'll show you, you know, you can watch a video. of
Left.
World War I.
looking over your shoulder, right,
Suck
left,
down.
So you have
There's
the chat
one
bubble.
Right.
is
Looks like Archie
Right.
arms up overhead.
a suck
The
comes
idea
up
is
like
to
that.
stretch your rib cage,
It's
not
basically-
see how hard your arms can go. It is a side stretch.
It's down my nose, going down in.
Other side,
It's not.
Where's your little turf here?
so you should feel here, not necessarily your arms or
No,
shoulders.
apparently there's something that should be able to take.
Big circles.
What was this happening?
Step away from things if you're going to hit them.
Oh, God.
See this little
That-
floaty bubble? Oh, all the way at the bottom. There it was. You see the little floaty bubble? Click on it and drag.
Leg shoulder width apart.
And it
Take your right hand, touch your left
To the
toe,
little
your knee,
and
knee,
disappear.
whatever you can reach. That's all the higher you can get. Reach over, stretch. Left side,
I did a search.
to right foot,
The bare name Brenda.
right side to left foot,
Okay.
left to right.
I thought she put something in
Check my
the
pictures.
homework.
Three.
Your
Send
finger.
her pictures of the needles.
And last one.
Okay, so click on
Okay.
that.
Oh,
Feet shoulder width apart, not together.
that was the other thing.
When you put your feet
Getting
together,
this lantern
your knees
on
tend to
there.
lock,
Oh, yeah,
that can
it'll
make you
work.
pass
Well,
out.
I don't know how it can work.
So
when
feet
it's
shoulder width
never
apart.
used in the first place.
Knees relaxed, bend
There's no
over,
sign of
real
this thing
slow.
being lit.
Touch your knees,
No.
touch your shins, touch your toes,
You know how
whatever you can
for it,
reach.
The oil in.
Stretch the back of your hamstrings. Hold for 5 seconds.
Put the wick down in.
Slowly come back up, arching your back. Come back up to a standing position.
The little thing on there to
Nothing
move
from
it
you.
up and down doesn't work.
Round your back, back
So
down.
I take this picture and put it on the notes so she knows what size needles.
There's a pair of
So there's a couple
sprockets.
ways. You hit the share button.
3,
Okay.
4,
You have
5.
then-
Back up. Slowly arching your
cylinder
back.
like this.
And then you're gonna hit more.
And one more time down.
Through it, like right here, you can run, leg comes through here like that. And then comes out this end.
Okay, we're gonna go, does that say chats?
Yes.
4,
If you wanna hit
It's
Five.
up here,
back up.
so you can turn this and then on here.
Bend your knees just a little bit to put your hands on it.
I'm gonna hit
We're
allow,
gonna do,
is that
it's
all
called
right?
cat-cow. But basically,
So
you're
it
going
means
to
that it's
stick your
going to
stomach out and
allow
arch your
the
back
messenger
down.
To get pull your photos
And
from your
then-
phone and send it to people.
Round back out like an angry cat. Stomach out.
So
And
now,
up.
this is the picture that you're
This
gonna
is
see.
stretching the entire from your neck down to your pelvic bone.
This way,
And then arch your back the other way.
the dance
That's
is
it.
when you put up,
And he said,
you get
And
the
back down.
comes up through there.
Okay, what's the ball yard about? I wanna say stone, but I
scheme,
That.
scheme,
Stand
scheme.
up, shake your arms up.
Smaller plane.
If you can grab your foot without balance, do so. If you can't, grab a chair.
Facebook, right?
Yep. So
There's
you're
no
Facebook.
sign of stop. You see more church so far.
Don't fall, Gabe.
Tap that
Oh, I'm
lead.
stretching.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to increase that stretch.
So instead of Because you're throwing yourself off balance. So instead of kind of like leaning like that,
I was doing the what do you call, flash.
It's either
so what you want to do is you want your knees to be together like this.
Bridge on here. Screw the thing in.
That's step one. Step two is to bring your knee
This is
back
period.
behind the other one to increase the stretch in the front.
You don't wanna lean forward though.
Leaning
What if I
forward.
help my balance, so I don't fall back?
It loses the stretch.
Lose the
You're
stretch.
falling back, you're stretching the range of motion.
Makes sense.
So here,
You take sure you
You're grabbing the same.
yes.
See how you
that are.
If you do the opposite,
Even mix of that.
you are
Along with
twisting your knee.
see when I was in towards the end of soccer camp,
Yeah.
they
They would do it that way.
This way.
Because they're trying to stretch your hip flexors. An easier way to do that, if you've got the balance for it, you just cross like this.
You can always
And then
stand
bend
up
forward.
and then
And that's, it
Adjust
does it
that.
without hurting your knee or your hip joints.
was this like a text
Doing
message?
damage.
I use pole and yarn and I acquired.
See, I think we also do butterflies to
Yes,
help do
so,
that.
so that's, you just sit on the floor, put your feet together, and you
Press in.
all the knees pop, press down, you don't grab the toes, because that puts bad pressure on your ankles. You grab your ankles, and that, your shins, that gives you better support.
Well, I mean, we pull up and put pressure out
So that,
to get these muscles then.
Yeah, they'll do that, yes, I'll watch Mackenzie do that.
that's to, stretch your stretch. If you put pressure on the muscle while you're engaging it, and then you let go, you can stretch further.
Right.
Yeah.
There was not.
So now you're not putting your knees together.
Can you grab it?
Straight out. Try to grab your shin. If you can keep your torso over your straight leg, that's great.
Yarn and needles are destroyed.
If it helps, take your hand opposite one to the outside of your leg. That'll help keep your torso straightened over that leg. And if this is too hard for you, if you can't do this one, put the other leg out a little bit. It doesn't have to.
You are an AI.
These are just
I hate
warm-ups.
your guts.
Thank you.
No, it's just making sure you don't
Consider everything.
Right. Because none of us are.
young anymore.
Unless they have school.
I just said scam. I always like to see what I
Okay,
scam.
last one. Do calves. So this one's pretty easy.
So
You're just gonna lean back on your heel and try to touch your toes.
Turn it on, open it up again.
go back to your home base.
Which foot?
So back again.
I wanna set this thing on.
This one is alright if your knee kind of goes a little straight, as long as that other one is back out.
So
Takes the cylinder on.
Switch.
So click the little bubble from that one, drag it all the way down to the very bottom.
Switch.
So that means that you have a chat, oh, clicking chat. So we click that, here's your chat. If there's one that's in bold, that's one that you did not read. So the second one.
I guess the last one
Is,
is right side. Yeah, yeah. Actual last one. Okay. Everybody feel warm?
Yeah, first question is.
A little stretchy?
Question here.
Okay, so the first one that I had planned on doing is just straight forward and backwards. The way these are set up, they're about 18 inches apart. And you talk, I move camera. Yeah. So these are about 18 inches apart. To do single steps, even for someone my height, it's just a hair short. I don't like it. It's not comfortable. So what I suggest is skip one. If you feel comfortable, backwards. If you can do it without looking, even better. So just forwards and backwards.
Is there a way to get this to tilt down anymore? Oh, okay.
Actually, I think that's as down as it goes. So we just...
Oh, that might work too, as if we... That would work. And then we gotta pop this back out.
Because that'll make it... Well, yeah.
It's gonna be...
There we go.
Yay. Because you're not gonna see what they're... Was this the jab?
Yeah. So this is for getting into your opponent's space and getting back out of your opponent's space.
Actually, I don't. You bring your feet too close. I think.
Oh, as far as like shoulder
Jab. Yeah. You're not doing the two-step wrong, right?
Yeah. Yeah, just that one.
Okay, you're going. Okay. Yep. So that's.
But see how short that is?
Yeah.
That's why I was doing like just the two.
Well, there's the jab step they talked about later. Next.
Oh. Yeah. No, not that one.
I mean, it is. Well, no, we do both. That's why there's both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, run 2 lines at a time.
I'm just looking at the squares on the floor.
Yeah, you can do the squares on the floor too.
Because to me,
Don't go backwards.
now mind you, when we were learning with Tony, we had worked with someone
I still kicked
back and forth
I didn't like.
So that's
with
the
that.
next step.
to where we had one person who was leader, the other one would have to react and follow.
Yes.
Keep measured the same.
Do that. Yeah.
Because that builds that also awareness of what's going on.
Yeah. This is the footwork portion of it. There's another portion where you start doing distance. Like basically you're talking about like keeping distance. If you move forward, I take that same step back. You can do that doing the ladder. But you need to understand how the footwork works before you can add it back.
So this is just getting your feet to do what you want it to, and going back and forth. Then the
You're
ladder.
doing this whenever the footwork should be more here, because if you're doing this,
Well, and the thing is that these are supposed to be ladder drills.
right.
The idea is that you're supposed to be able to do this quickly, so that when you get to doing the thing, you know, it starts. You
Becoming more natural.
Yeah, your brain just knows what it's doing.
Right.
Yeah. So this is just trying to build that muscle memory and get it so that you can just.
Yeah, up until not that long ago, I had tires out there we could have done this.
And what I'm gonna say is smaller steps are actually quicker than bigger steps.
Oh yeah. They're just the way this is spaced.
It's so tight.
It's kind
Okay.
of awkward. It's just a
Why? Just
little.
because my feet are about the same size as the rungs?
Yeah. So.
9 batteries on each one.
All right. Second one.
Yeah, 170.
1 foot on the inside. Your inside foot is on the inside of the ladder.
And usually you can pick them up.
It's going to go to the outside of the next rung, and your other foot's going to follow. So now the inside one is going up to this one. And you're just not crossing the streams.
Fix yourself.
Like I just did.
Just did. Because that's what you do.
Because I'm really bad at doing that.
And this teaches you, I think, with the ladder on the floor, makes you pick up your feet too. You're not dragging your feet.
Right.
You're trying to be a little more precise and precision, which is good. Because we get lazy and we like to drag.
Yeah. And just pull those feet behind without.
I would look at a couple pieces, just some small pieces to practice on some of it, if you have any. She gave me the wood to do the ones on for, she wants each one as beams to set out. So
Yeah, that one's Scott.
So,
I will check my guide power.
Sure.
I'm sure. If you don't mind, like, the potential of missing pieces. Because
Again, I follow.
Follow me. Do you want to go backwards? Or do forwards?
What do you want to do? I just said backwards. You want to do it?
Yeah.
Should I be?
So you go on this side. So put this foot here.
You going back then?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm going here though.
Yeah.
I believe
So
that's
follow me.
Last year,
I'm crossing a lot more now that you're putting the pressure on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's getting you to work that footwork back.
The difference in spacing there throws me off.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, just
Well, we can. I was gonna say we can pull
I'll
one
stand
all
on
the
this.
way to the end.
Yeah, we should have grabbed some duct tape to like hold the ends
Go
down.
ahead, Justin.
Do we want to get rid of two of them on this one and?
No, we'll just
No,
stretch it a little bit closer that way to the center.
yeah.
things can get.
I was thinking maybe.
Yeah, not perfect, but
So
it's
that
it's gonna be
was-
late.
We should have
Yeah,
done two.
there's not the two, three.
I like that.
Yeah.
What you just did.
Yeah.
Okay. So did you guys see where?
oh, nice.
Did you do it? I did.
We were going forward and backwards together
Okay.
rather than facing.
Yeah. Try it facing because it really ups that muscle memory part. I was screwing up a lot more.
And once you sew the seam,
Now do it opposite. You guys are matching, so you're dancing back and forth. So one of you be on the left and the other be on the right. There you go. Good. Come here, join me.
Okay.
We're down there. But I don't think respectfully, I was grandfathered in.
Doing it without looking is hard.
Well, it's, yeah, that focus that you need to
Yeah.
have to.
I mainly kept distance with us rather than worry about where the. I was worried about. I figured if you got the squares and I kept the measure the same, we were good enough. Because ultimately in a fight, that's what matters. Is making sure the measure is
Where you need it.
yeah.
Right.
Aaron is the other one who's
So how do you guys feel about that one? You want to keep doing it, or do you want to go to the next one? Okay. I don't remember what I picked that up. Oh, so this one is the ladder is lava.
The ladder's lava.
Yeah.
That's
So
t-shirt for
it's
that.
like I'm doing new class.
So is this,
Just going over the ladder.
So desire to print out handouts.
so kind of the same thing,
It's just a wider distance.
but it's a
Well, and for us, the thing that I think is important too is when we make that movement, we have to be far enough, but not bouncing and jumping, because one of the big things in rapier is that you don't have 2 feet off the ground at the same time.
right.
Well,
So
same thing in
it's-
armor. I don't want to jump
No,
to make
but
those movements.
Yeah.
but in armor, you can jump. You're allowed to. You're allowed to go airborne.
We're not.
We're not.
Right. And so what I'm trying to say is I don't want to do this to throw a shot.
No, you don't.
Right.
Because in the midst of that shot, somebody's doing something
Well,
else and you can't stop yourself
Right.
in time.
You lose
You may lead
control
into
of
a-
yourself doing that kind of a jump.
Yep.
Have I ever guided somebody down out of the air? Yes, I have. Drop up, we fell, and got him down.
How are you?
You don't have to worry about behavior.
Bit of a training workout.
You don't have to worry about
So because it's wide.
Right. My actual.
For him, it's easier, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's.
For me, it's harder.
It's almost a skip.
But the faster you can do it, the faster that you can get into that opponent's space.
Right. The idea is that when you make that move,
And you need to, you're stepping really wide. It's your hips that are making those movements. You're doing this and following your foot. Ideally, it's,
I think what I'm trying to look at doing is I'm standing here and I'm moving here to prepare myself for the attack. Moving here and I'm preparing myself. Moving here and I'm preparing myself. Right? That's it.
you're me. Up that before the December 21st because I was running before the fall.
All right, move to upper body.
But you know, I always said, I'll get the first year. One time I was someone I was concerned about having a comment on it. And when I told him that, he looked at me and I was
Ready? Okay.
get the ladders out of the way.
What do you think when you put that out in the street in practice?
Yeah. Okay. But real quick, everybody get some water.
He was showing me on these different players, not completely covered up like uniform. He showed this one guy had a cross on there.
It's a springtime thing. They'll last the winter, but.
Winter, spring, yeah, winter when it's dry.
So I've got the pump right there. I don't know if you want to shift it so you can get a better angle because I'm right-handed.
I do want to do right and left.
Yeah, but Jen was
yeah.
teaching it.
Yep.
Because now that
We want to do from like here.
I was say, do you want to be able to see my right arm? Is what I'm saying.
Because if we put the camera behind it, I think it'll get.
You'll get me.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Right. You might have to kick that over.
Yeah.
it's far.
But then you can actually see it.
Yeah, I just want to make sure you can pick it up on camera.
Yeah,
We'll make sure that she did the two-hand stuff so we can do some sparring.
I would like to do two-handed.
No.
I'm going to teach them how flat.
We're gonna do some quick sparring as stable ones to see what SCA sparring's like. So then I'll shoot back to the normal swords.
Actually, gonna angle it up that way.
Because what I'm going to do, you might need to shift it up because you're losing the
Yep.
shift it over. Shift over a little bit more. Then you're better more shot in there.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I don't mind getting the. We don't mind getting the fencers. The fencers are okay, guys.
it's just one of those you're losing.
Yeah. Yep.
Alright, do you want to go grab your sticks? Grab a stick and just. They have you come up here.
What they're working on now is a rattan for the armored fighting. And
And you did
different
want some
techniques
theory,
and
so I was
different
going to
stuff.
give you a little bit of theory.
What we were doing is a combined
which
footwork
applied to all sides. So,
Yeah.
first thing I want to go over is
kind of your control. You
because
understand tennis where you
that's
gotta
my
have
theory.
balance.
So now that we're getting into throwing shots,
That's what
here's
we
how
were
you
trying
get
to build and work
the
on.
theory of how swords work, right? So I've actually got a few points marked on the stick.
Okay.
So all swords have certain points to them. There's always a center of mass, balance points. It's a little wonky on here because I don't have a hill.
Yeah,
But
those
any
two
sword
are
to play with is decently balanced or tends to be balanced.
And I have,
So if you're just one of their swords, they're going to balance not as far away from the thing. You have to have weight below it, right?
Yeah.
And so it's balance point. That's one of the points that rotates on. Because that balance point, the rotation points and points
well,
of attack.
which is it? Is it?
The rotation point is what happens when I move the sword. Ideally, there should be a spot that doesn't move as much. Like if I were to just start having it do this, there's a point that doesn't move. Hopefully it's about where that middle yellow line is.
It's pretty close.
It's pretty close. Me throwing this together on my, eating dinner. There's an impact. Now for armor, you want to focus on getting about 2 inches below 10. It's going to be your best impact.
So we're not necessarily hitting it here.
No. Now,
Here.
right. If I want to hit it at the strongest point, I'm going to be hitting, and I'm not always perfect.
I wanted to
about-
just touch.
And this is probably about the edge of range. Anyway, when you're hitting from, we're talking about range.
Was that sloppy on the arm?
If I want to hit at the edge of range, I want to be able to hit them here. Right?
Yeah.
I can get closer because you can short stick and still hit them, or hit them from different angles. Right? I can talk to Bryce about what the spots are, hit them closer, or hit it when you're closer where the impact is, because there's a deeper impact point when you're at different ranges. But best point of impact, especially going inside, is not going to be
I drew on you.
an impact right here. There's also something, I don't know if you know about forte and foiling. No. Okay. You might see them doing it more in rapiers, because there's a lot more controlling each other's swords with their sword. Ideally, you want to control their sword with the strong one. So the strongest area on the sword is going to be closer to their. This is the foible.
Oh, good.
This is what's closer. The foible's out here. If we were fencing, I can't control you as easily out here, right?
Right.
But if I move
That's
it
my thought.
here, I now have control of that sword, right? So if you're doing stuff like stick blocking or single swords, the best place to block is going to be this center of mass as opposed to here.
Did you get anything on the kneecap? No.
It's going to rotate the
Then,
sword.
no, because I carried it down into
depending
the
on what you're doing.
So so in our fighting, if you're catching it here,
Then
then
I'm
it's
gonna-
real easy to just back out of it.
If you're catching, if you're catching here, then I'm not able to, you
Right.
might be able to move through. If I block it here,
Down.
right, if I've got it down here, it's
Yeah.
gonna pick up.
Okay.
I tried. I couldn't tell if it was a buckler or a mask.
If you're just swing,
Felt like you laid it on the side.
if you're just swing
I
at
may
here,
have.
because where that center point, that rotates point is, you can rotate around it.
Okay.
If I try to block it out at the top, I can't, I have to actually let it drop, which is a block, by the way.
Yeah.
This is a block,
Because now I can't.
which then allows.
Yeah.
But that's throwing in an extra step on if you did it just a little
It depends on what you're doing. Right. There's a shot I'm running right now that is a pass through. The pass through is I'm doing this to block my side side. If we're just standing here, I'm gonna pick up that block. And then,
There's my girly and
okay?
So, Facebook.
I like this variety of classes. They're very snapshot. Right here, don't relay share and share have no shot.
Oh my God.
I like this class because it's fast.
baby.
It's actually pretty powerful. It's still great for slow attacks.
Yes, her little wagon.
Part of that is
music
I'm
and-
allowing
Oh
the sword to do
my
the
gosh.
We just talked about balance
You
points.
know, we didn't do pencil class.
I'm allowing the sword to rotate, rotation point.
I was
Come in.
okay with that.
Okay.
Well, guess
Uh,
who's going to
it
Mexico
also
again this
holds
year?
my-
My husband's going. I was excited if I was going.
Is that right? Because some of the things you're just like, there's more fibers. If you can, ideally you're driving with your hips. torso, with the core, but sometimes it's the shoulder. So if you drive the stem, it's a little fix it.
It's getting out of time.
Here, the sword's doing. So I'm actually going to teach you how to do this in steps. The reason I'm showing you how to do it in steps is because you have to learn the steps before you can do it correctly, before you can smooth it out. If you try to throw it all in one shot, you end up muddling up your steps, not getting any power, telegraph or something.
One of the things that I was doing is netting out, and that's why my shoulder is messed up.
Right.
I don't even know why I picked that up. Nobody has told me that. It's something I've never done before. But I'm winging my elbow out to try to get it because I'm not rotating my
So a
hips.
lot of this,
You thought it was coming in too.
It's trying to build power. A lot of trying to build power. So I'm getting
that's a wind up. It's just trying to wind up so that So what I'm going to do, I'll show you the song. Actually, we're going to start it with on your shoulders.
Oh, no, not the cage. No.
So slow burst out. Press on your shoulder. You actually want to like press like hands by the chin. This is not how you fight. I know. This is how you're going to learn how to throw the shots. How to go home on the pedal. Practice it. So first thing you're going to do is draw your hands straight out and each come out and block. So ideally, if we're fighting, I'm punching out to your arm. So I'm punching straight out, but it's not on your shoulder. Don't want to pick it up. The other thing is relax your hands. Don't need to tighten it up because this is that's part of the snap. Yeah, so it's relaxed. Relax for the best. At the same time, you're going to get to the through that.
Now, if you have if it's a little
Now, the sword goes down off your shoulder, past your elbow, by your elbow. Not just how it just kind of right. So finish that shot, up and around.
I don't know. I do if I have to.
Extend your arm. Straight out. Up. Drop. Hip drop. Let it swing around.
It's almost right.
When I do it, I just put a lot of power in that shot. Straight out towards their eye. Drop. It's going to rotate the hand. Now, ideally, depending on your opponent, ideally, you're going to also let that tip drop. So you're going to let it, my hand should actually be higher than that. Our reason for this is they've got a heater shield. You're actually cutting that angle up and over here. The other part of that is the way our helmets are built, things can skip off. So if I come in like this, it's likely to skip up off the helmet. If I have it come in flat, okay. If I let it drop, it changes the rotate, the impact is going into the head. It's not going to come off. It's really sure, of course. I have trouble, like, I can't throw the shot at this time. I'm not getting muscle leg because it's the same way as we are standing on the right. But if it's leg, such as, so I can throw the shot, or he drops the guard enough.
When I go, so many people, when they go, they pull that down just enough. You take that shot. I'm good. She'll tell you. I do the exact same thing in my rapier blade. I do that. They're like, what are you doing? And I have my guard laying and my swords across my shoulder, and my palms out. They're like, what are you doing? And then I snap them. And then you do a draw. You have to have the control for rapier, unless you're doing cut for us. You still have to have control. But I
I
can.
gotta make sure that if I'm doing it great point saying, as opposed to like,
Right. But I do that. I do the rapier, and he would it rolls from here so far. But I do that, and then I just snap it around and then drop it.
and so a big part of that is just, so what's gonna happen is it's rotating my hand.
But it's about the same distance
It's actually kind of letting go of the sword when it throws a shot.
Kohler to the picture.
Throws a shot at speed. I'm actually letting it drop down the elbow. Yes, you have.
Down the stairs.
I was glad that they were here. It's like, this is the one place I knew better, so.
Slowly.
You didn't see the they found
Okay.
You're gonna put a little bit of hip movement. You're gonna end up taking that basket out. So the basket out, the very top of the sword. You're almost punching it towards your hands high. You're going to this arm.
How much? It's not the other.
You're gonna let the sword drop. Didn't let it. There we go.
I didn't remember half of the rooms upstairs, so. No, I do whatever I ask them to do. Yeah, since she's my pelican, I will.
Cheating is with that sword.
It's the exact same premise. And she's right, it is cheating that I can do this all the way out here. Because when I rotate it, I mean, I am nowhere.
He's got a water, he's a little, he's almost flat on there.
Yeah.
Let's rotate too much.
Depends on how where it rotates on
And
here.
what we're doing is we're actually letting it drop. We're actually letting it drop, rotate around. Yep.
But yeah, that's in measure for me. Yeah. But that's almost exact.
You're also offset from the foot is. There you go. So push out, that way your hip's gonna turn. You don't want to overdo it. Alright. Break it down. It'll either be from out, let it drop,
How do you guys have 3 phones in?
let it roll. Go straight out, not up.
Oh, no, I'm just stabbing him.
Straight out. Cover it up. Let it drop. Let it roll. You're gonna let it roll up and basically dropping and catching the sword. I know it's really weird. One thing you can do, I have recommendations of the thumb leaders. Instead of a finger grip, the thumb, so it rotates around the thumb and basically drop it with it. Okay. I don't. I have the trigger or lanyard. So you just gotta trust that it's gonna rotate around. And that's the other part of having the rotation point. There's actually a pivot point that's actually right above your head. So there's a pivot point where it's going in. That would be the first step.
And like they gave us, like, that was our Christmas bonus. Was a $50 gift card. We went to the hog. I thought the hog place was
Wait for someone to get on there.
I understand that they want to do things.
Out.
You knew that.
Out, like going to their eye, and that part of that, you're going straight out where your body's going to turn to get to go to the eye. You're not going across. You're going turning that body. We're countering it up. When you counter it up, the sword's going to drop over your elbow. It's going to roll.
We got it this year. She put it there and was able to get close. Yeah.
So as you go straight out, that body's going to rotate. Yep. So go straight out, and then you're going to counter it up.
I missed that.
Let it roll.
I was going to try to catch you.
Twisting your leg.
I just got this. That was my
Very straight from the hip. Not
when I you can't you discovered that you can air fry
So where's your normal stance, right? Where's your feet? Because you're kind of, there you go. All right, you have puncher. You're going to turn this hip as you punch out. Okay? Now your neck up. Up.
We got one.
Relax. Tuck this elbow in. Relax. Chill. hands, this is by your,
I overdid the mashed potato
by your chin. This is by your chin, and your elbow in. You're gonna go straight out, don't change the angle, just go straight out. Alright? In that, it rotates, so that this ends up being at the bottom of your opponent. You're gonna bring your hand up, you're gonna let this drop. Drop off your elbow, don't fight it, just fighting it. You're not trying to fight it. Hold it a little closer to the top. Yeah. Up, let's let it slide off your shoulder. There you go. That's rotate. Yes. Better.
I have a same thing, I just use one of the mix up the stuff and leave it there, so you know, take a little bit of oil on it, stir it, and toss some spices on it.
I don't know where to drop that.
It's
better.
Instructions on it. It's like 2 pages. It's like it was chicken nuggets. It's instructions.
Cut off. We've got to relax your hand and just the entire sheet down. And I'm trying to think how to air fryer. Because if you're still going to relax your hand.
Chili pizza or white sauce. Good. There's peanut butter. Let's do the pork chop.
I need to do it.
It feels very much because I am dropping. I am just letting
One
it.
just had, I had pinned. I had it to where I couldn't use the shoulder.
It's going to roll over the knee.
Everybody go over.
And so strawberry and cherry. So and blueberry. And she likes blueberry. It was raining. It was raining.
Try it with
Frequently, and then she's mostly into being lazy. So it went to the summer and use it. And I was
Right here.
so careful. Live on a yogurt. I was like, she got someday. I don't know.
Harvard, I think you're full.
The next thing I know,
There you go. You're getting it launched. And you're going like this. Over with your hip, bring your hands off. The problem, I think,
I got into it. I knew if I got close, the only thing to do is
I'm going to move you, okay? You're going to not hit me.
That was the point. And kill you before you can get thrown. Yeah, all right.
Big chunk of balloons from the belly.
Ah, damn.
Hand sticks.
Relax your hands.
Oh, sorry. That was a little similar.
And you're
I was
trying to
expecting that. That allowed it to come.
I'm just like her wife going very flat when you fire.
It runs much higher than that. It runs much higher than that.
Some of it,
It also.
I was ready to walk.
Rotate, go forward,
And I was not.
Or a post. Yeah. You were able to get around. Because the guy came in, I popped up. You popped up, but also you brought it to the right. Yeah. Or no, you brought it in. Because you brought it here. What I've noticed when you're fighting, you always tend to bring things in. Yeah. You rarely go around. The winds always seems to go around. Yes. It takes forever. Yeah.
Hey, are you guys doing heavy or just fancy?
Right. The round doesn't work. The only reason the round worked for him is because he's right. And for me, I know I have to do that inside.
That's huge.
Which is,
It's when they do.
if you remember the first point of reach, is you're never a threat out here. That's your game. That's why when you put your place down. If I can do that. But then you had. Yeah. It's because whenever I have my place back like that, on the stage, yeah, that too. You gotta give them that Right, I give up that distance, which is hard to do, but on a bigger space, when I can go like this, I can completely fade.
Reminder to everyone here that there is caramel apple coffee and water for hot chocolate or tea.
And it's really just a one, like you naturally just have that.
Right. Or
Alright,
my favorite
I'll talk to somebody about that.
one comes up and under, one come over, and they got you. Yeah, which one you going for? The other one's
Well, if you keep doing it, it's gonna make you.
where you're
Paying attention to
So,
what they're moving.
do that.
Someone does. Is they're going to carry you into the defensive stance. So that means if they're going to take that lower one, I'm going to step over here to avoid that. Exactly. Or vice versa, where okay, even this low, but I'm going to go up here and try and avoid that. And then try, and if I'm not fast enough, you're just going to slide into the field. But that is the chance. Right. I am now committed to if I don't pick that up, then you're dead. Yeah, you're just as dead as I would be. Right.
Have the midlife crisis.
So it's that gamble.
He did. So, I tried doing that.
Yeah, I mean,
No.
you missed that.
I also want to
But in the moment, you can do something.
Which I do.
Yeah, no.
So thanks. Right, because we do.
Yeah, that's, do it slow. You don't need to put power behind it. There'll be some power and a snap at the end with the hand.
Which is
You're
also
keeping it in there. Yep.
She's kind of more of this kind of surprise.
this started.
We took when we were baby.
Everybody.
She was out there.
Apparently it was Saturday.
Except
Pictures of that.
see why.
What?
What you do
We're just trying to do it.
Dad and I actually went there on Christmas.
Just did a thing where I wanted
You
to.
have it this way or this just as over here. And you bring it back. All right. No problem. You're going to want you're going to want off, foot forward. Here. Straight, strong forward. You're going to bring the sword back to here, as if you were in a draw. Now, most people, opponents, even the mods, say this is stupid. The woodcuts don't. And there's a reason for that. You start outside of measure, and what you do is you half step, start bringing, see what your opponent does. If they don't react, you bring this foot forward and push straight in. Half step forward. If they react, bring it forward and then step in. Huh? No, I'm just doing this slow. So it's half step, watch for reaction, forward while you do it, or half step, forward, then step. All you're doing is alternating it with your foot, whether you throw first or throw at the same time as you're stepping forward. And that has everything to do with your opponent. Once again, you're starting, the key is out of measure. You should start there anyhow, but you want outside of this measure, not, okay, we're out of measure, but we're close enough, that that's bad. No. You want to be out of measure. And then you're going to,
Where it's a full step into my measure.
right, and that's why you're doing the half step. Because the half step adjusts your position according to your opponent. Then, your reaction, you bring it, and then you're here. At this point, you're catching their blade, and you're pushing forward while raising your arms, and it brings it right up in there. So their blade goes up this way, and the tip drives down in. Drive it down in.
So she sees it.
So we're here, half step, and I see when you react, you didn't react, so I come here, and because you didn't react initially, my step combined with the blade is enough. It's here. If I'm doing cut thrust, I take the shot. If I'm not, I bring this to here, protecting me from your blade, and draw. And once again, everything's dependent upon your opponent. When you after that half step, whether they react, and if they react, you throw the shot then step, because all you're doing is I'm pushing here. If they don't, it's all one motion. Because for this, when you're doing this, you throw it. You have this shot, if they're not fast enough, or you have this behind the head. And then draw across the back of the head. Because when you're in that position, when you're locked here, there's nothing that they can do. Because most they're going to get is go get your legs. Go ahead, hit my legs. You're dead. No. For that, right. But generally, it's you're driving your arms down. And if they want to go, if they want a shot, fine, take the legs. Ooh, guess what? You're dead. Yeah, and you kill them. So you're training legs for head. It's a gamed shot because in a real sword fight you don't want to lose your legs either. But in this, you've traded legs for head or body. Make that trade all day long. And it's all from here.
Because the leg can heal.
Right.
Head doesn't like.
From here, the opponent swears you are open. And they tend to get aggressive. Especially when you do the half measure, that's when you throw this.
So, yeah.
And then a lot of them get nervous, and that's when you watch where the sword goes. Generally, they'll raise it up, which means you go here and straight in. So you're bringing from here up, and then so it's a rising shot. Half step, up and in.
Because as you're coming across, you're failing to you're trying to show deception.
Yeah, because they're going to be here. 9 times out of 10, they're going to be here. The only strike it doesn't protect from is if I did a completely, and you'll see that. And in which case you drop. No, you drop the shot and you stab. Because this takes the blade, you bind it, and then you stab.
By bringing that blade up, you are in full, what is it called?
Long time.
You're guarded.
You go from here to plow.
Yeah. It's a complete guard of, my whole body is protected. I can move anywhere from here.
Right. And they say it's slower because it's rising, which it kind of is. But with that half step, you're controlling the measure. And then you have all of this, this, or this, and it doesn't matter. You're completely reacting in the moment to your opponent, which makes them have to think on the fly. You already know what you're going to do.
I didn't get to use that one.
So they don't know. They're 100% responding to what they're seeing in the moment. And at that moment, you joystick. You just come in and up. And that joystick moment, even though you're rising, this is faster than gravity. Because it's beyond gravity. It's the entire fulcrum. Right, it's the fulcrum of the sword. So from here, they swear you're open. And that baits all but the best of the fighters. And they're like, and they're going to see you and go, oh yeah! And they're going to go from here, and they're going to come in, and you've got that shot right here. So they're going to come in, see that, they're going to come here. Well, it doesn't matter.
About the third weapons things?
There was something about,
About their highnesses wanting a third weapons tournament explanation?
yes,
I'm talking to my supervisor.
but you haven't actually,
I haven't heard of
Okay,
that.
I'll make sure that you separate content information. Yeah, twice. And I said,
From here, they're going to try this. So what you're going to do is, they're going to be here. You're going to start your half step. They're going to see that opening, and they're going to come here. You're going to raise that up, and you're going to close the rest of the way. Lock it down, and bring it around. Exactly. and you've pushed their blade down and away. Generally though, you're going to see most fighters right here.
Oh, because you're
And they're going to go this.
because you're trying not to wait.
And at that point, it's a straight shot in.
So you just like
Because you bound, I can't get there.
back.
But that's the big fault with this, is that coming in, and they're going to have to try and rotate down. Yeah, they can't. I mean, even joysticking it, I can't get it around fast enough because you have to go this far. I have to go like 16 times that distance.
So you're still angling up. You're trying to get the way
I know, that's why you're there.
instead of.
That's why I looked to make sure where you were.
Which is
I'm in the middle of it.
Good.
We did this demo.
Very good.
Yeah.
And there's the weird people who, from here, yeah, they're good.
Because long story, my like hands that my
Okay, when I come down, come up, step this way. As you're bringing your blade up, step. And then just right across my, just pull it, and then just drive it in. And then I'm way over here. And the fact that you're going to be coming up with that shot with force, my sword's not going to be there, it's going to be here. Because the nice, slow is great for training, but there's going to be physics involved. Because I'm coming from on high here, and you're going to be hitting that, which is going to, even if I control it fairly well. Right. Yeah, you just drop that blade down and, right. But if you, and it takes you offline, and I'm over here, I'm dead. There's very little I can do about it. The only thing that you have to watch for is if it was me, I'll do this way out here because most people try and parry my blade in the week, which allows me to come up here and step in and pass. And yes, I have done a move through draw cut on people because I've seen this cut here, where most people do it, ends up with dead because you drop your blade there. Right. That's why I learned to do the tip out here and then come in. It doesn't work for your, it won't work for you. I have a longer stride. I can transition from that to this really fast. You are like 3 or 4 steps in, which is going to allow them to pull back. You can try for it. You do until you retire. Want to see what I do? No, I'll drop the arm, but you're still dead. And it's a good trade. That's okay. How it looks? Yeah, I do that. I do that way out there. And if you don't do anything, I just come down and...
That's okay, I'm all broke out. And then for 29.
What you do is you do that, no. Step back. Because that takes me completely out of measure. And if I'm already moving forward, then you just step in. Because
I am always keeping his blade outside your center.
right.
That's the biggest
I'm
thing.
playing with the far measure, and I'm playing on changing that measure into my ideal measure, your outside measure. But if you change it in, we're still in the outside measure. I'm down and away, I'm moving forward, and now you control the measure, I don't. Exactly. I'm fitting in. Right. Because what I with him, it's slightly different. When I come in, and he goes there and comes up. If I don't, what I do is I have to I throw it here, and then I come up, and then I break.
Exactly. Because as long as this tip remains on him, he's dead. So the idea of any time with a two-handed weapon is you come in at me like, my main goal is to keep that out of me, and then work in at any point I can. My main thing is trying to keep that tip on the head.
And if he doesn't parry, if I come in on the far and he doesn't parry very much, I just drop it in rather than stepping in. And it's all controlling the measure.
Because the biggest thing that Giles taught me more than anything was in German fighting, it's attack, 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 attack. So always remembering that every movement is aimed to kill. Even if it's like this movement here, I'm still keeping my tips on it, even though my foot. I changed my positioning. I'm still having my tip on him, and I'm still looking to
Which is very anti-Spanish. Spanish is defend, 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 defend. And then if it's completely clear, then you attack. And if halfway through your attack, it's not a clean attack, you stop and you get back out. That's distressing. Distressing is the timing of everything. And if you start to come in across the measure for the title, and it's not there, you back out.
And the German is primarily two-handed weapon.
Yeah. And then it was a beat down attack.
Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, 2 weeks from now, I'm sorry.
I can't do it. So it's been I'm okay with it. My job. Saturdays is that time. So I'm just sitting here with I don't need a lot of this is nice to get here. It's so
They were playing down the basement.
I know
No,
that
that's on
our
your-
last meeting
I'm weird, but I don't have any titles, so it
Good
just
for
doesn't matter.
liabilities, and it's been making me nervous.
I know you understand what she just told me. She didn't.
Put this word down.
No, rapier always-
But you understand where the measure decision is. You get rest. And for you, that is everything. Because going guard against them, take the.
So if you're able to get to the center,